Hello everyone, my name's Dean. Let's talk crypto. This is where you subscribe for daily Bitcoin updates and technical analysis. We track the price of Bitcoin as a proxy for the cryptocurrency markets at large. Today is September 25th, 2021, and Bitcoin is looking in recovery. All right, I've said that before, and I've been saying it quite a bit because Bitcoin's been beaten down quite a bit, but we're actually looking like we're recovering quite well. Actually, we're on the daily chart right now, and you can see that our low of 40,000 or 39.6 is still the low, right? And it's not being challenged. It doesn't look like it's being challenged at all. You see these big wicks on the daily time frame, signifying that there is a strong buying pressure at this point right here, from here to there. So it seems that unlikely that we come back down to these areas unless we get some really bad rejection or something happens externally where the price just plummets. But the fair price of Bitcoin seems to be above this region for this time being. All right, I'm going to talk about two things today. One, I'm going to give you an update on Bitcoin and where it's going, what it's doing in the immediate short term, as I tend to do. The second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what I mentioned some episodes back. If you're subscribed to the channel, you'll know that I hinted at a price prediction, given that I believe that the first wave of this 5-wave Elliott impulse until the end of the bull run has been printed. And once you print the first wave, you can predict the coming 5. All right. And so we're going to do that. So if you want to figure out, or if you want to hear about my Bitcoin price prediction for this bull run, stay until the end. I'm going to reveal that at the end. All right. The suspense is killing you, I know. All right. And I also have a surprise for all of the subscribers, everybody that listens to this channel. I have a surprise for you. An affiliate to the channel, Bybit, they reached out to me and they're giving away free money. That is not clickbait. I'm not making that up. They're giving away free money, and I'm going to show you how to take advantage of that. So stay tuned. All right, let's get into it. Now let's go on to the hourly time frame. Since these events are rather fresh, you have to go into lower time frames. It's good to zoom out into the daily to see the macro and what's going on, but the hourly will give you a better idea as to what to expect next. All right, so we got that rejection up here, and in order to see why we got rejected, got to go back to the daily, and you see Bitcoins in our channel, and you see these the 21 and the 100 or the 55 EMA basically was the rejection point. It was at around 45K. That's normal. That's to be expected. That's why we got rejected. Right now, we're playing, or we're kind of working on the 144 EMA, this green EMA. And again, for those of you who may not know, I'm using TradingView. There's affiliate link to TradingView down in the description of this video. I just set these arbitrary colors for my EMAs. You can set whatever colors you want. It's not like every chart has 144 EMA green and the 55 EMA blue and 21 EMA yellow. That's just how I do it. And you can also choose which EMAs you want, or you can choose MAs, moving averages. I like exponential moving averages because they're less of a lagging indicator. But yeah, whatever. This is not like objective, like every chart has this, just so you know. And I know some of you all may not know how to chart, or maybe new to charting, so I just want to mention that. All right, back to the hourly. So that's why we got rejected at 45, and I expect us to try that again. We're not going to cut through it, but we're at least going to go above it and use it as go through it and then find it as support, right? We've tried it once. Maybe we get rejected a second time. Third times or fourth time's a charm, but there's a possibility that we get through it the second time, go through it, and then turn around, back test it as support That's I'm thinking that we go through it the second time and then back test it as support. That's just my gut, my hunch. Nothing on the charts is telling me that. Okay, just to be clear. Right now, but maybe later on we'll see something that really strengthens that thesis. Okay. Anyway, the hourly time frame. What are we doing? That rejected, working on the 21 EMA on the hourly. All right, and still hugging it, and we basically formed a channel. And what do you all know about channels? Channels are powerful because once you form a channel and you've been in it for quite some time, you're going to have a violent move to one side or the other. All right, here's the channel, right? Drawn out. And so it looks like we have strength in this channel. Why? Because, let's zoom in, because you see these strong wicks to the downside. That basically means there's a lot of buying pressure below the channel, meaning the channel's most likely to break up once it breaks out. And this is the resistance, the top boundary of this channel. So once Bitcoin starts to surpass about 42.9, 43K, expect a big move to this green EMA, to the 55 EMA. Actually, sorry. Yeah. Let's see. The green is the 144, by the way, not the 55. The blue is 55. The blue's kind of in the way. So I would say it's going to leave the channel. It's going to fight with it's going to hover on top right here. It's going to be, once it leaves the channel, it's going to actually hover above. And actually, you know what? Let's move the channel up. Let's move the channel up a bit. That makes sense. That makes more sense, right? So we're basically not going to see any kind of big movement until about a little over 43K, I'd say, because of this 55 EMA that's pretty much in the channel, and that's a big resistance. So basically Bitcoin's working through resistance, and there's quite a bit of resistance, but it's showing signs of strength. It's consolidating, and once it gets out of this consolidation, I'd say above about 43.2, then you should see a little more explosive action. It's going to hit 43.8, 44, and then we finally get back to 45 and see that big resistance again on the daily time frame. So, Bitcoin is not going to give you big moves, I don't think, in the next 1 or 2 days. Let's see. Maybe in the next 24 hours, 24 to 48 hours, it's just going to be very sluggish, very kind of tough work trying to get through these resistances, because I'm looking on the hourly, there's a lot of resistance. These EMAs are it's right below the EMAs or hugging the EMAs. Going into the 4 hourly, it's more or less the same. You see in the 4 hourly, the top of my channel, the top of this channel is right below the 21 EMA. So that's an accurate placement, meaning that is a site of resistance. That's legitimate resistance as denoted by the 21 EMA. Once we get above the 21 EMA, as most of you who follow this channel know, that the 21 EMA is an indicator of uptrends. That is a great sign, especially on the 4 hour time frame, which is a fairly reputable high time frame. It's not the highest time frame, but it's a reputable low time frame, high time frame, if that makes any sense. I don't know how to express that, but I'll think of how to articulate that for another episode. Anyway, that's the top of our channel. So if Bitcoin passes about 43,000, you should see a little bit more action, and you should see it attack that 40K, 45K. All right, that's pretty much what's going on, but it's looking good so far. You have these strong green candles, and a correction of that into this channel. So that's Bitcoin. Expect some slow moving upwards price action up until we hit that resistance at 45K. That's pretty much it. So it may be a slow weekend, and alts will do the same. I told you I was working on Axie. I was shorting it before. Now I'm longing it, but it's going to be the same. They're going to be slow moving and sluggish up until Bitcoin breaches that 43.1, 43.2 level. All right. Now, let's get in to my price prediction. And the only way I use Elliott wave analysis. I use other things, but most of what I do for price predictions is using Elliott wave analysis. Let's go into the 4-hourly time frame, which 4-day time frame, which I like. I prefer it over the weekly. And I'm not going to get into that right now, but the number 4 is very special in mathematics. Actually, it is actually one of the bases of all of our mathematics. You know, the 12-hour clock, 24 hours in a day, everything's divisible by 4. You go into pi and 360 degrees. Nicolas, pas maintenant, mon amour. Papa travaille. Sorry, that's my son. And basically, the number 4 is very important. So the 4 daily, the daily time frame, or the 4-day time frame, is, I think, significant. Back to, you know, why I use those Fibonacci numbers for my EMAs, the 21, the 55, and 144. They're Fibonacci numbers, right? Based off of the sacred ratio. Anyway, if you look at this and you determine that 40K was the low, that basically means that this is the end of your 2-wave. All right. For those of you who know Elliott wave theory, you have 5 waves in an impulse. 3 of them are positive, 2 of them are negative, meaning 3 of them are going into one direction and 2 of them are going against. Okay. So the first one, this is your first wave right here. And if that is your first wave, let us see if you pull the fibs, what that would give. Okay, so that's your first wave. And, you know, the way to measure the end of 5 waves is, in short, to hit your 272, right? If you take the first wave, and this is just a rough estimate, the 5th wave should end on the 2.72 Fibonacci sequence. And that, my friends, is why I said, hey, I was looking at Bitcoin and I saw the top at 83K. That's why I said that, because I pulled the Fibonacci extension from the top of the first wave down to the bottom, and the 2.72 hits on 83K. And to me, fundamentally, it makes sense because a lot of people, a lot of influencers are saying 100K, and the way charts work, and a lot of sort of really reputable analysts will say this, who reputable analysts who understand charting, who understand the psychology of trading. And if you go into like the research behind technical analysis and why it works and how it works and how it's able to consistently beat the market, a lot of this works because it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. A lot of this works because we say, all right, this is what it's looking like. And then a lot of people use those numbers to buy and sell, if that makes any sense. So if everybody's saying 100K, a lot of people are saying 100K, a lot of people are saying 6 figures. Where do you think most people who think they're smart are going to sell? Not going to sell at 100K. They're going to sell a large part at 90, some at 95. Do you see? This is why 83 may be it. Okay, it doesn't necessarily mean, one, this is just a theory, this is just speculation. I don't know, nor does anybody else, but we're just, you know, using the tools at our disposal. Doesn't necessarily mean that 2.72 is the limit. It can also go to the 2.618, and a strong performer can go to the 3.618, or even above to the 4.618, which I don't have on this chart. I can add it, But do you see what I mean? These are basically just discrete levels, kind of like quantum levels, where price action is likely to go, right? Based off of the mathematics of Fibonacci uh, sequences and such. So this is why I think this is likely the 2.72, the 83K, based off of what everybody's saying. It's going to hit 100K, the biggest YouTube channel on YouTube the biggest YouTube channel essentially for crypto on YouTube is saying 100K. And they're telling you, we're personally taking our bags out at, once it hits 90K, we're starting to sell. Okay, so if they're telling their community that, and they have the largest community in all of crypto, what do you think everybody's going to start selling at? Do you see what I mean? That's why I'm saying, just be careful. If everybody thinks they're going to sell at 100K, very few people are going to sell at 100K. That's all I'm saying. And another indicator, you can look at a ton of indicators. You can look at the CBBI index, which is basically a cluster of indicators, which I personally like. Burb uses the pi cycle top indicator, or the Nupal. He likes the Nupal. And when it gets over the 0.75 threshold, he's selling. And one of his fundamental kind of targets to sell is when institutions get in, because institutions always indicate the top. You know, kind of like when Tesla sold, that was the previous top, or Tesla bought in, that was the previous top. When Coinbase went public, that was the previous top. This is kind of what he's using. There's a lot of different indicators, but why do you need to know why are predictions useful? It's so that you don't get dumped on, right? So that you can try and sell the top. And that's pretty much why we track this, so we can try and sell high and buy low, right? So that's just my prediction. And last but not least, Bybit, a partner of the channel, is giving away free money. If you want to support the channel, check out the links to my affiliate link or whatever on Bybit in the comments. But there is a special promotion. It's called the BitDAO Airdrop. They're literally giving away free money. So Bybit, for those of you who don't know, is the number one platform exchange where people do derivative trading, and that's pretty much the bulk of our market. People want to bet, and they want to bet on a certain coin or token to go up, and they want to do it with leverage, right? They don't just want to buy and hold and use spot, right? So 1-to-1, they want to say, I bet that it will go up, and I'll bet 100 times the allocation that I purchased, right? So they can bet 100x, 25x, 20x, 15x, 10x, right? Same way they can do down. That's the majority of our market. So when you hear about liquidations and all that stuff, it's when those people lost their bets or those people got stopped out. And those companies like Bybit make a lot of money on this, right? And Bybit's the number one. So every time the price jumps up or down in a way that people, didn't expect, Bybit gets paid crazy. And so they've got a lot of money. So them giving away free money is nothing to them. They're giving away something like they're giving away millions of dollars. I don't remember exactly how much, but each user can get up to 1,000 BitDAO, and BitDAO is their kind of token, their new token that they're starting. And right now, the average price of, within the past 5 days, the average price of that token was $1.15, like $1 $1.15 US. So $1.15 US. So to get it, you have to do two things. Click on the link that I put in the first pinned comment and do KYC. And you cannot get it if you're not from the US. Or sorry, if you're from the US. You have to, the US is one of those countries where you can't participate in this, unfortunately. I can't personally even participate in it, but I want you guys to take advantage of it, especially those of you who are outside of the US. Just click the link that I put in the pinned comment, and then you have to do a KYC verification. It literally takes 2 minutes. All you have to do is take a picture of your ID and then upload it, and that's it. All right. So hope that was helpful. Hope that was useful. Like, subscribe, share, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.